Namaskar, this is Dada Rainjitananda. Welcome to our course on the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharata according to Tantra. Just one moment. So today it will be the last class, the lesson number 10 of our course. And we are reaching to the end. Let's see what is for today. First, I want to do a review. I want to do a review of the course, and as usual, if you have any comments or anything you want to tell me, write on the chat window. And I will make an effort to answer your questions as you write them, or in the end, I can answer the questions. In these 9 previous classes, what have we talked about? The first class, we went in a direction of having an overview of the Mahabharata and the Gita. The symbols, the various characters, what do they represent in the Tantric interpretation? Let's say we have 5 brothers fighting 100 brothers. And the 5 are the Pandavas, the 100 are the Kauravas. So what does that represent? And I said that the 5 brothers represent our 5 chakras, 5 basic chakras. And the 100 brothers, they represent all these mental tendencies, propensities, pulling the mind in all these directions through our senses and motor organs. So that was kind of the symbolism behind it. And then comes Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality which comes in contact with us in the Sahasrara chakra. And the fight is to elevate this Kula Kundalini through all the chakras to reach the highest chakra, to reach to Krishna. So that was kind of an overview. Then I went into the meaning of Krishna, because Krishna is actually the main personality in the whole drama. Therefore, we should understand what he means, what Krishna means in the historical interpretation, in the biological interpretation, in the philosophical interpretation. We spent 2 lessons on that. Then we went into going deeper into understanding the meaning of Bhagavan. Krishna is Bhagavan. Bhagavan has some, let's say, occult powers, some characteristics. Are those characteristics reflected in Krishna? Did Krishna use those powers during this Mahabharata? And then the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. The Gita is the expression of Krishna. And then we also looked into the word Bharata, because Krishna uses that word to address Arjuna. So what does Bharata mean? And Bharata means someone who will think of others' welfare in the physical level, but also in the other spheres of life, psycho-spiritual. It's not enough just to have the physical world in a nice way. We need also the psychic and the spiritual world. We need the development, and in all the spheres. Okay, so that was lesson 4. Lesson 5, 3 vital factors. Surrender, pranipata. Ask questions, pariprashna. Do service, seva. 3 vital factors for our development. And the Gita, the Mahabharata, is an expression of that, because Arjuna has to surrender to Krishna. So we see that process of Arjuna surrendering to Krishna is teaching how to surrender and how it happens, how the surrender happens. Then questions, pariprashna. We also see examples of Arjuna questioning Krishna. And finally, seva, service, do service according to your capacity, according to your characteristic. In this sense, Arjuna is a warrior. So he is doing service as a warrior. Okay, so those are the lesson 5. Lesson 6, agragati, progress. What's the real progress? Spiritual progress. Dharma versus adharma, this fight which is going on all the time, inside us, outside us. Mahasambhuti, when it seems we are losing the battle, dharma is losing, then Mahasambhuti comes, means Krishna himself, using the 5 fundamental factors, comes to this world, expresses himself. So that is the Mahasambhuti. Lesson 7, we saw 2 shlokas, or 2 verses of the Gita. One, chapter 1, verse 1, chapter 4, verse 7. The one was about what Dhritarashtra said. He was asking Sanjay what's going on in the Dharmakshetra, in the Kurukshetra. They are the Pandavas and his party, what's happening, Sanjay. We saw the symbolism. Sanjay is the consciousness, Dhritarashtra is the blind king, he's the mind. The Pandavas are the moving towards realization, the Kauravas, the evil force, and they are ready to fight. Okay. Then the shloka, or the verse 4.7, Jada, Jada, it means from time to time, or when Dharma is going down, then Krishna will come. So that. Then we went to lesson 8, another shloka 4.8. You see 4.7, 4.8 are very much related. The 4.8 is Krishna telling that to help or to assist the virtuous and to, let's say, eliminate the evil force, then Krishna takes the 5 fundamental factors, come into this world. So that was lesson 8. Lesson 9, last week we talked about the Dharmakshetra and the Kurukshetra. We are going to talk more about it today, and about Arjuna, what he represents as the luminous factor. So that's an overview of our course, and today we go to just a conclusion, the last one. So what we are going to see today is, what can we learn from this Bhagavad Gita? And in a practical way that we can immediately relate to. That will be one point. We will also talk about this warrior that is within us, and about surrender, faith in that supreme consciousness, and we'll conclude our course. Let's go for it. Some of the subjects that are within the Gita. Karma yoga is there, the yoga of action, doing something. Jnana yoga, the yoga of knowledge. We know how to do it. Bhakti yoga, let's say the yoga of devotion, is teaching us devotion. Is talking about Taraka Brahma or Mahasambhuti. The Brahma means the cosmic entity in the role of the liberator, the one that comes to give liberation to the human beings. We talked about Raja Yoga, that's also included in the Gita. We talked about moksha, the final liberation, when one's consciousness reaches to Krishna. And Krishna, we talk much about Krishna, Taraka Brahma and Bhagavan. Krishna is Bhagavan, Krishna is Taraka Brahma. And so that is some of the subjects included in the Gita. So it's a very comprehensive scripture. We saw very little of it. There are 18 chapters, and all these chapters have many verses, and we just touched a few. But I trust that with this little that we covered, you can have a perspective, you can have a way of seeing when you read the Gita. If you read it in its entirety, then you can understand the deeper meaning of it. Just keep in mind that there are many interpretations of the Gita, the translations. Some people translate it very literally. They don't really understand the symbolism, so the translation also doesn't reflect this deeper meaning. But having this course as a base, maybe you will be able to see the deeper meaning even if you don't get the best translation. All right. The spirit of the Gita. What's the spirit it transmits to us? It all happens in a big war. So it gives us this feeling that we are also in the middle of a big war. It may be a different war, maybe not a war where people are using bows and arrows and they are using swords and killing each other like this. And we are not in the middle of that battle, but we are in the middle of a battle, a struggle. And different obstacles are coming towards us, and we have to overcome them. And we cannot neglect our duties. Arjuna, at a certain point, he wanted to stop. He didn't want to fight. He was not understanding what's going on, why I'm going to kill all these people. Then Krishna reminded him that you are a warrior, you have to do your duty. And in any way, you are part of this cosmic drama, so you have to play your part in this cosmic drama. So the Gita also reminds that in the end, what matters is that we are moving towards the Supreme. And if we feel powerless in this movement, just know that He is helping us. He is watching us all the time, and whenever there is need for help, He will come. So in the same way, He is watching that Dharma remains, and when Dharma really goes down, 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 and nobody can do anything, He will come Himself and help Dharma to get established. So that is transmitted to us by the Gita. There is this inner fight, there is also an outer fight, a fight outside, fight inside. Life is a struggle, but the struggle is interesting. That makes life interesting. If nothing is happening, it's boring, but if a lot is happening, it's interesting. Now, the inner struggle is happening in the Dharmakshetra. The outer struggle is happening in the Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra, do something. Dharmakshetra, go within, fight your propensities, your mental tendencies. The inner struggle, the one within us, the one in the Dharmakshetra, it will go on as long as we are alive. It is happening inside, in our mind. We are struggling against our own let's say, tendencies, mental propensities. How to overcome it, how to become stronger. Do spiritual practice. What is spiritual practice? The meditation, yogic asanas. Observe your diet, your daily actions, how you relate to other people, how you relate to yourself. So many points of spiritual practices are there. The more we can apply, the stronger the good forces will get within us, and we'll be able to win this inner struggle. The goal to move towards Krishna. Where is Krishna? In our structure, he is in our Sahasrara chakra, the highest chakra. Krishna is there. It's always there. From there, he's attracting us. From there, he's helping us. And if we concentrate, we move towards him. Another thing about this inner struggle is that we can win it in this life and we can attain moksha or salvation. So this inner struggle will last as long as we are living. We can win it, we can end it, we can reach to the goal, we can attain moksha. So that's related to the inner struggle. In this inner struggle, in our sadhana, in our day-to-day life, it's very important to keep the mind flowing in a certain way. But there is another factor which is called samskara. People use the word karma in general, but to be more specific, samskara. What is samskara? I have done many actions in the past, in previous lives. Every action has a reaction, but reactions don't happen immediately. Sometimes I do an action and it takes a long time, maybe one lifetime or two or three, for the reaction to come. So those are the samskaras, those reactions. So when I am born, I am carrying some of those reactions from the previous lives. Those are called inborn samskaras. So these inborn samskaras, they also push my mind in a certain way, make me think in a certain way. So they affect my mental flow. The other thing that affects my mental flow are the samskaras that I acquire. I'm not born with them, but I acquire them in my life. It can be from the environment, the place I was born, the neighborhood, the setting, the nature, or whatever is influencing me, making me. Or it can be imposed by my teacher, my parents, something they tell me all the time, then I acquire that. And that changes my mental flow. So the mental flow is very much influenced by the samskaras, but not totally, because now I can do spiritual practice. I can get inspiration from Krishna. So now, if I can make my mental flow more influenced by the spiritual than by the samskaras, then I can keep a certain mental flow, and that will make my quality of life much better. That will ease my movement towards spirituality. And that's where spiritual practice comes. Spiritual practice is very important. That is what's going to change ourselves. There are the three factors for success in the spiritual world. So what are they? Pranipata, surrender. What is that surrender? As long as I'm thinking, I am doing, I'm limited to my own ego. But when I start seeing that actually everything is flowing in that cosmic flow, it's the cosmic consciousness doing everything, and I'm part of it. When you enter in that flow in that cosmic flow, when you surrender to that cosmic consciousness, then you are doing the pranipata. But maybe you have doubts, you don't know how to do it, you don't know what's the best way. Then comes pariprashna. You ask how to do it. I can't do it. How to do it? What can I do? That's the pariprashna. And then you have to be doing something all the time. We have to be acting. How to act? Do service. Help somebody. Help somebody with your intellect. Help somebody with your spiritual insight. Help somebody with money, finances. Help somebody with protecting, warrior. Help somebody by doing some physical work for them. So there are numerous ways of doing service. Suppose you are not physically strong, but you can do intellectual service, you can do other kinds of service. So there is always a way to do some service. And when we do something for others, it makes our mind light, it helps us in the spiritual practice. Those are the three vital factors. I'm just reviving, renewing, and explaining them again just to emphasize it. Then keeping a balanced mind. What is that balanced mind? Sometimes we think, oh, I'm just a regular person, I don't have any special capacity. So maybe you are getting some inferiority complex. Or some people think I'm the greatest, I'm the best, I can do this, I can do that. So I'm getting some superiority complex. Neither one is good. It's very important to have no complex, a balanced mind. We are all children of the same Supreme Father. So we are all brothers and sisters. We all have the same capacity, same rights. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. Like in a family, we are all brothers, so one is not superior, one is not inferior. Maybe one knows a little bit more of this, the other one of that, but it's a family. In that way, we can keep our mind without complexes. That's a very important point in sadhana, very important point to win this inner battle. Okay, this much about the inner battle. Let's talk a little bit about the outer one, the one external. So we are fighting within us with our own propensities. Let's say we meet somebody, maybe we become angry, we lose control, we make a mess. So that's our internal thing. It's disturbing, but it's also happening outside, that struggle outside, which is in the Kurukshetra. And in that Kurukshetra, which is the world we are living today, it was the world those days, it was in the reality of the Mahabharata, it was that war in the Kurukshetra, they all fighting, that was their reality. Our reality, we are here today in this modern life with all these comforts and communications and globalization. And this Dharma and Adharma are fighting. It's going on. So this outer struggle was going on that time, is going on now. It's in our daily life. We face obstacles created by nature and obstacles created by society, obstacles created by the people close to us, obstacles created by our enemies. So obstacles are there all the time. What's the attitude towards obstacles? Just think that obstacles are my friends. They help me to get stronger. If you don't have any obstacles, you will not progress. So that is important to develop this attitude that whatever is happening, whatever is coming is making me strong. It's an opportunity. There is a crisis. Some people say crisis is an opportunity. So now I have an opportunity. And this outer struggle will go on forever. The inner struggle, we can win, we can end it. Let's say we attain realization. So that struggle ended, we reached the goal. But in the outer struggle, the world, Dharma and Adharma will continue fighting. In the time of Krishna, Dharma was fighting Adharma. Krishna established Dharma, but slowly, Adharma is fighting back. Now we come to today, what's going on? Maybe Adharma is again up, Dharma is again down, fight is going on. So this will go on forever. Okay, so there is the inner struggle, Dharma Kshetra, our own structure. Outer struggle, Kurukshetra, the world. Good. Let me ask you a question now. Let's see here. Hope you can answer this one. It's a simple question. There it goes. There are 5 statements, and only one is correct. I will give you a little bit more time. I got some replies, but not everybody. Just click there and let's see. I give you a moment to read, some are a little bit longer, maybe. Okay. Okay, the majority has voted. I can wait a little bit more. Let's see if I get almost everybody. No, okay, it seems everybody is choosing the same answer. Okay, let me close it. Share the results. So what's the correct answer? The Kurukshetra is the field of our internal struggle? No. Kurukshetra is the external, so it's not the internal. Arjuna, the closest to Krishna, represents the 5th chakra. In the Gita, in the Mahabharata, Arjuna is the closest. And we may think, okay, so if it's the closest, the 5th chakra is the closest to the Sahasrara chakra, so he represents the 5th chakra, but it's not. Arjuna represents the 3rd chakra, the luminous. So that also is not correct. The Bhagavad Gita has 18 chants. It has 18 chants and 18 verses each? No. The 18 chants of the Gita have various numbers of verses. So that one is not correct. Vivek, conscience is Sanjay, who helps the mind to see. Yes, that's the correct one. And most of you, all of you have chosen that one, which is good. And the last one, the physical body is a hindrance to sadhana. We may think, because we may sit for meditation, then we have pain in the back, pain in the knees, we cannot sit. And we say, oh, the body is a hindrance, but that's not true. The body is necessary and is what you need to do sadhana, so that is a help to sadhana. It's the only way to do sadhana is if you have a physical body. All right. So thank you, and congratulations to everybody for the right answer. Let's see. Okay, that was the first part of today's presentation. Now I'm going to add some few extra points which we can also take from the Gita. One point is that one should work together. Do all your works unitedly. If you notice in the Mahabharata, the five brothers, the Pandavas, they were very united. They were working together. And they were working with Krishna. They were very devoted to Krishna. So that was their strength. And that's an example for us. If we want to achieve something, it's very important that we do it together. If we are separate, we are weak. If we are together, we are strong. If only one thing, you have one piece of wood, you press it, it may break. If you put many pieces, you press it, it will resist. So working together to face the struggles is important. Another thing is about leaders. In the Mahabharata, in the Gita, the leader basically is Krishna. But he is playing a minor, in quotes, a minor role. He's just a charioteer. Charioteer is not very high. So Krishna is just a charioteer. So apparently he is not doing anything. But what is he doing? He is establishing Dharma. He is actually doing everything, but at the same time he's not dominating. How to lead then? Leader needs to give scope to people. He needs to give freedom to the people to create. You cannot control the people. Then there is no development. So there is freedom. But what the leader has to be very attentive about has to see that the thoughts of the people will not pass a certain boundary. What is that boundary? What is that line? The line is some thoughts, maybe like you may have some evil thoughts, but not that evil, and you don't implement them. You can control it. So that is forsakable. People, these evil thoughts may come in your mind, but still you kind of control it. It's not that evil. That's okay. But if it crosses that line and it's causing harm, it's expressing, and then it is punishable. Means then the leader has to be active to punish that in order to prevent those thoughts from coming and expressing and dominating. So that leader has to be attentive, give freedom, but at the same time be attentive that thoughts and ideas will not cross this line, this border between what you can forsake and what you can punish. If it crosses the line, it's needed the punishment. But the leader can be attentive to prevent that it will cross that line. Then the social life will be in good order, and also within people will be in a balanced state. Because if too many thoughts are coming which are not good, it will also remove our mental balance. So in that case, the leader observing that can help those individuals to overcome those situations. So that's about leadership. So this leadership is expressed in the Mahabharata. Krishna is expressing this kind of leadership. Another very important point. We have the right to action. Means we can do something. We can decide, I want to do this, I want to do that. But the moment we decide that and we do it, there will be a consequence or there will be a result. The result doesn't depend on us. Suppose I decide that I'm going to volunteer my time to help a certain individual or to help the homeless. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So I think that I'm going to help the homeless and they will be so happy, they will thank me so much and I'll be so happy. But it may not happen in that way. It may be that you help somebody, instead of getting thanks, the person will not understand. Maybe they will insult you. Maybe they will harm your feelings. They will never say thank you. But you are not to be worried about that, because we do the action. If we think that's the right action, what happens as a result is not in our hand. I cannot choose the result. So this is very important to realize in our inner struggle and also in the outer struggle. Because, for example, suppose I think I will do meditation every day, twice, and half an hour meditation very regularly, and then I will be very peaceful, my life will be so good, everything will be so perfect. Then I start doing the meditation, but maybe my life is not so peaceful. Maybe I have many problems in my work, I have problems with my family, have problems with my health. And then I think, oh no, that's not happening how I want it. We have the right to action, not the right to the results of our actions. So we may do everything, put all our energy to build up something, and then it happens in a different way. Still, we shouldn't feel that our energy was wasted, because in the process, we developed ourselves, we learned a lot, and maybe our samskaras also were removed. So everything went. If the action was right, the result has to be right, even if we don't understand it. So these are kind of lessons we are getting from the Gita, from the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, many good people died in the war to establish Dharma. Many sad things happened. But what was important is that in the even dying or whatever happened, people were developing themselves. They were coming close to Krishna. And in the end, Dharma was established, even though so many situations happened, but Dharma got established. Another topic of today is the warrior within us. We are warriors. We are spiritual warriors. If we see ourselves as a warrior, as a spiritual warrior, how it helps? A warrior means you are in a war. If you are in a war, you have to be ready every moment. So we are now in a spiritual war, so we have to be ready every moment. Anytime, anything can happen. Anytime, any thought can come to our mind. Anytime, any thought can push me to do something. I can have some attraction to do something which I should not do. Some people may push me to do something that I should not do. So I have to be ready every moment. That's a spiritual warrior. We have to practice daily. You cannot think that, oh, when I need, I will practice. No, when you need, you don't have time to practice. Let's say you have to jump an obstacle. To jump an obstacle, you need strong legs. If you wait for the obstacle to come and then you are going to prepare your strong legs, you may not have time. You have to prepare before. You have to every day exercise your legs so they are strong. When the obstacle comes, you can jump it. So a spiritual warrior, you have to do your practice daily. You cannot neglect it and think that, oh, when I have holidays, then I will do it. When I retire, then I will do it more. No. Now, today, we are in the middle of the war. We need the best preparation so that we can win this war, the inner war and the outer war. The preparation is the key. Sadhana, spiritual practice, is the key. We need to do it very regularly, as much as we can, as good as we can. Learn more. If you already learned one practice and you can do it well, there are more. So learn more and learn more, implement more in your life, and you will become stronger. Then acquire new weapons. So these new weapons are your practices, the new practice, deeper techniques. Warrior, let's say people had bows and arrows. Oh, so they were fighting. Now somebody came with a gun. Bow and arrow couldn't do anything anymore, was obsolete. Now guns. So in the same way, we are practicing a certain system of meditation. Now as you dominate it, you go to a deeper one and a deeper one. There is a lot in the spiritual world. There are lots of practices that we can learn, implement in our daily life, make us stronger. Final point, the propensities, they are pulling our mind like a wild horses, but they are to be controlled by the mind. They cannot control the mind. Our mind needs to be strong enough to control the propensities and not to be controlled by the propensities. For example, I may be a person who has fear. Everybody has fear in one degree or another, because that is a propensity of the human mind. So if we are human beings, we will have fear. Everybody will have. But if my fear doesn't allow me to do something, let's say I need to give a talk to 100 people. Then I become very nervous. I become, oh, I can't do it. And then I don't do it. It means fear won. But in spite of the fear, I go there, I give the talk, and everything is okay. I'm fighting that propensity. It is there, but I control it. It doesn't control me, I control it. So if there is any propensity in us, controlling us, then we need to do more to overcome it. You can do more spiritual sadhana. You can do more mental attitude work there, and you can work on your body also through asanas, through even exercises. So everything helps to make us a better spiritual warrior. Krishna is the nucleus. Everyone is moving around Krishna. What Krishna said, he said in the Gita, I appear before a person according to his or her desires. It means, you want money? Okay, money. You want to be famous? Okay, become famous. You want Krishna? Then Krishna will appear. So according to one's desire, that will come in your life. So I appear before a person according to his or her desires. His or her whole being will be filled with my being. It means if you really want Krishna, he will appear in a way or another. He will fill up, overflow our minds. Then all the jivas are the individual beings. So all the beings of this universe, they are rushing towards me, knowingly or unknowingly. If we are moving towards Krishna knowingly, maybe we can accelerate our movement. But even if we don't know, even the people who don't know anything about it, they are just living a material life, they are also moving towards him in one way or another. Through the various circumstances in their lives and everything, they are being pushed towards Krishna. They may have some small setbacks, maybe they degenerate a little bit, but again, they will be pushed forward. So everybody is moving towards him. So that's from the Gita. Then surrender and trust in the Supreme Being. Krishna said, when Dharma is below its standard, I come. Sambhavami. So Krishna will come. So we don't have to worry. If we think, oh, society, everything is going so bad. I know people who are good people. They have some kind of pessimism. They think that, oh, the society is going bad. How can I have a child in this society? Everything is going down. Okay. Maybe everything is going down. But even when everything is going down, that's a sign that Krishna is going to come and make everything come up again, help Dharma again. So it's a special time. We cannot allow this negative mind set to come into ourselves. So just keep in mind that when Dharma is going below the standard, then Krishna will come and he will do something to establish Dharma again. That in the society. What about for us? We are fighting this. Maya is so powerful. Then Krishna also said, those who take refuge in me can overcome this Maya. Now if we have Krishna, we have everything. We will overcome the Maya. This overcoming is not going to be just like that. In the fight in the Mahabharata, Krishna was fighting the side of the Pandavas just as a charioteer. He was helping the Pandavas. Still, they had to fight. Their loved ones died. They struggled. They lost hope, gained hope, fought. They won. But it was not easy. It was not just like a straight line. They win everything. No, there were ups and downs, but in the end, they won. So those who take refuge in me can overcome this Maya, said Krishna. So these 2 points to give us trust and at the same time help us to surrender. When Dharma is below standard, Krishna comes. Those in the fight against Maya, take refuge in Krishna, will win. And what is real surrender? In many, let's say, religious activities, people pray. They learn to pray, God, help me in this way, that way. Maybe I want something material, but maybe not material. Maybe I just pray to make me like this, to make me like that. The thing is that Supreme Entity knows better what we need than ourselves. We may think, I need this, I need that, but maybe we don't need. Maybe it's not necessary. I can think, oh, if I were like this, then I could do that. If I were, let's say, if I knew so many languages, then I could talk to so many people about spirituality. Well, maybe it's not necessary to know all those languages. Maybe with a few languages you can do. Maybe with English you can do. So we don't need to limit ourselves, and we don't need to be asking so many things. But we need to put our most sincere effort in. Then, after putting all our most sincere effort, the gap will be filled up by Him. So that's the surrender. And the final point, just this this part of a shloka, Mayametam tarantite. You can overcome this Maya. That's the final message. How do you overcome? Take refuge in the Supreme. With the help of the Supreme, you can overcome the Maya. So all the situations, problems, tribulations, everything in the external world, in the internal world, can be overcome with the help of the Supreme. So just Maya, this Maya can be overcome. That's the final message. So these are points I got and put together from the Gita, which I think are interesting and can help us in our day-to-day life. So these few points, how to face this inner struggle, how to face that outer struggle. So that was the presentation of today, and that's kind of a conclusion of our course. And I can answer some questions if you have at the moment. We still have a few minutes, and at the same time I would like to thank everybody for participating in the course. I hope you can complete all the lessons. Even if you missed some of them, you have the video, you can watch it, you can review it. And there is a lot in the Gita. There's a lot of knowledge there. You can now maybe read the Gita, try to, with this background, see what other messages you can get. And it's a very deep spiritual scripture which is worth of understanding. Okay, so let's see if you have any questions here. Okay, the first question is if there will be any continuation. Maybe I had prepared also a second part of the course, but I didn't launch it. This one was more concentrated on the Gita. The other one is more concentrated on the Mahabharata. So maybe I will launch. The thing is that to go on the second one, it is good if the people already did the first one, so I might wait some time until it comes up. So there can be a continuation. Okay, so now there is another one question here. Were there examples in the Bhagavad Gita of the same warrior having to try and fail again until succeeding? Let's see. I mean, I think that even in the case of Arjuna, in the different fights, he had to. He didn't succeed immediately in all the various situations, in the various fights. For example, even in the fight of Arjuna against Karna, he was not really winning. And he could even have been defeated, but because of certain circumstance happened that, let's say, Karna faced a problem that was not really something that one could foresee. And then, instigated by Krishna, then Arjuna took that opportunity, which he was maybe without the Krishna's kind of push, he might not have done. So he, in all his duels of Arjuna, in the fights that he entered, it's not that he immediately won. You know, so he many times couldn't win that battle, and but then in the end he won. So there is, even with Arjuna, that was happening. Yeah. Okay. So see if there is any more questions here. I don't see any further questions. Maybe we'll end our course. Okay, thank you. To keep in touch, you can always check our webpage, pathofbliss.com. I have other courses on the. If you go to courses.pathofbliss.com, there are some courses that I have put up there, and it's based on the videos, so you can watch various videos. There is the philosophy course, which is also very interesting. So you can have a continuation. And you can also review this, the course. I mean, even if you attended the live class, you can review the video, and you may get some new points, make some notes, and make some notes of things that you can put in your daily life. Okay, so there is the philosophy course, there is the Tantra course, and a few more courses are there. I'm going to put this Bhagavad Gita also there, so for other people who haven't done. Okay, and the Microvita course, yeah, somebody's reminding me, thanks. Okay. Oh no, I do have a Microvita course. Maybe I didn't put it there, but I will put it. All right, thank you very much. Namaskar. All the best.